Hi, I'm your host, David Carete.
And I'm Mike Wilkerson, your co-host.
And welcome to the True Blood Transfusion, the Fangbanger Podcast video-only feedback and news program brought to you every day after we're done recording the Fangbanger Podcast True Blood Review.
Yeah, we just got done reviewing the 4th episode of Season 4, I'm a Fire Live something. What was it called?
I'm Alive and on Fire.
I'm Alive and on Fire. And it was probably one of my favorite episodes, mostly because we get to ask you guys what you thought of the episode and what you're seeing inside this season of True Blood. So make sure that you listen to that as well. You can find all of it over at fangbangerpodcast.com. And actually, probably one of the best ways to listen to it is via our new Facebook presence. So go and check that out too. You just go to facebook.com or down to fangbangerpodcast.com. Click on the Facebook icon and be sure to join or be sure to like us, but then also to listen to the audio podcast and then of course the True Blood Transfusion that you get here that is our video-only fan feedback segment that we love getting.
Yes.
I love fan feedback.
I do too.
Let's get straight to the fan feedback. First up today is Rory from Mecklenburg, North Carolina. How you doing, Rory? Thanks for contacting us. Rory writes, "What up, two guys talking? Is it just me, or has Marnie lost weight and had a less horse-face spell put on her?" I didn't notice, but
I didn't notice either.
I will now definitely go back. She's looking great in this episode, but a stark contrast to what we saw previously in the season. Might some of that gorgeous be rubbing off the burning witch chanting woman or something?
I don't know that it's necessarily a function of the show.
Wouldn't that be interesting?
It would be interesting.
Maybe as the season goes by, she starts to become more attractive.
More and more like the spirit possessing her. That would be interesting.
She's got a long road to hoe. But,
yes, I agree.
That's totally possible. Keep up the great work, and I look forward to listening next week. Again, Rory from Mecklenburg, North Carolina, thanks for writing us. And remember, when you guys write in, I am clipping some of your input just so we can get pushed through here. And what we hope is about 10 minutes. So if I'm not using all of your questions or input, that's why. Trying to grab the most salient stuff that we can respond to for you guys. A little bit of True Blood news. True Blood on newspaper picks must-see TV list for 4 different newspapers. I thought that this was something really to remark about because while everyone will jump on board the I Love True Blood train, I think very few newspapers will do that, especially television critics. I think inside of the television critic realm, it's very easy to jump on board something so award-winning like an HBO program.
Right.
And so I think many don't.
Yeah. Because
they want to be different.
I think it's more prevalent for an online source like Critical Condition, for instance.
Oh, yeah.
That would jump onto something like this and stay with it, much like what we're doing.
Yeah.
As opposed to one of the old grays, one of the a standard like a printed publication.
Yeah, no, I agree with that totally, and I hope to make more friends with those critics that are taking the time to like True Blood, but then also explain why. Because it's, again, so easy to jump onto a train of something that gets 11 Emmy Award nominations last week. And so, again, it's great to see ones that come on board, but also expound on why they're doing that rather than, well, let's just climb on. It was really great to see, and we'll be linking to that article via our Facebook presence. Again, look for Fangbanger Podcast over at Facebook. Next piece of fan feedback comes from Fran from Lubbock, Texas. Fran, a fan from Lubbock, Texas. She writes, "Okay, finished up Season 4, Episode 4, and I don't understand. If Bill is this all-powerful and has so many ways to smite people, then let the smiting begin already."
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think I having heard it in that perspective, I kind of agree. Everybody's apparently scared of Bill, but why are they scared of Bill?
There was a bit in this episode where when Bill is talking to Nan, she asked him how the execution went, and it almost seemed as though he didn't want to do it. Though in the previous episode, it was matter-of-fact and business-like, and he was on to go and cavort with Jessica.
I think what I took from that segment inside the episode was that, it went off all right. I had to fire somebody, and that's
okay.
That's kind of how it's paid off.
I can see that.
I was all right with that. That was okay. Let's see here. Fran continues. Fran continues. I'm not a reader of the books, but does it eventually go that way or not? Is there all kinds of Bill smiting in the later books? Do you know? Does your wife mention that?
I honestly don't know.
Okay.
I've personally only read the first 2 books, although my wife has read now all 11 books. I don't recall her ever saying that Bill goes completely medieval like that and just starts, executing people left and right. But hey, that'd be great if he did.
I would like to see some more smiting now that you mention it. Again, I want to know why there's fear in the hearts of vampires because of Bill, because other than he's kind of omnipresent, secret government kind of thing.
Yeah.
I could use something different too. That's a great piece of input. Fran finishes it off with, seems to me that a vampire with an urge is a good thing unless the urge is to smite. Let the ruin smoting begin.
Wow.
I can't possibly disagree with that. I know that there are several things I'd like to see smited inside the program. To find out more about that, you'll have to listen to our most recent audio podcast, which, if you're at our Facebook presence, you can click right above us, or you can go over to FangbangerPodcast.com and click on the green play download buttons there, and you'll get everything that you need.
Or the link directly above us.
Or the link right above us, right. A really great news note from True Blood's Nest. Something, again, that we mentioned inside the audio podcast. One of the production staff's people was killed earlier this year, who apparently left a wife and 3 children behind. And so a script that has Alexander Skarsgård's signature autograph on it is being auctioned off via eBay. We'll be linking up to that in perpetuity until that auction gets set. And remember, please go and make a difference on this auction. Gather some friends around and throw down. Because I was kind of aghast this morning. The reserve bid was $275, and as of this morning, there wasn't anything. We found out recently, as of this afternoon, someone's brought it up to now $380.
Yeah.
But for those of you that have families, you'll know that $380 doesn't really do a whole hell of a lot. And so please take your time and go and bid on that. Those of you that have the funds, in particular the people that make the shows and have lots of money, go and bid on that. Make that family's, make some purpose inside of not only the auction, but the collecting of money and putting it to the family, because they really do need it. Having a breadwinner disappear with 3 kids is a big deal. Again, we'll be linking up to True Blood's Nest, and I'd like to do more business with them totally.
Yeah.
They're one of the foundational news True Blood sources on the internet, and do a really great job.
If you're looking for them, their URL is trueblood-news.com.
Yeah, and again, it's linked up via our website at FangbangerPodcast.com. The last piece of feedback that I have is from Michelle in Queens. Michelle in Queens writes, "What is up with the almost complete pussification of Lafayette in this episode?" And this is something that I touched on, and I only noticed it after we got the feedback, but she's right.
Yeah.
What has happened to the character that both you and I loved, and I called the show stealer after 2 episodes, of Lafayette? What has happened to that character?
The only thing I can come by to explain it is hearkening back to the very beginning of season 2, when Lafayette was a prisoner, a tortured prisoner in the dungeon under Fantasia. Yeah. And he, unlike some of the other people he's around in this instance, and Tara too for that matter, understands the danger of pissing off these superhuman creatures.
Yeah.
You get on the bad side of them and you disappear, and not before they rape and torture and then kill and then eat you, not necessarily in that order. So, Lafayette, I think, is still a very strong character, but I think in this circumstance, they've touched on the one thing that sets his fear afire, and that's, pissing off a really powerful vampire like Eric. Yeah,
absolutely. Michelle from Queens continues, "I know we're used to seeing him in makeup and earrings, but damn, where's my Lafayette at? I'm wanting desperately to hang on to the show, but how can there be so much teen vampire / supernatural BS in this episode? Let's get it in gear True Blood / HBO. Hope you guys sees it like I do. Peace." Michelle in Queens.
Yeah, a little bit of news that I've collected is touching on this is that Jesus and Lafayette are going to go off on their own little deal soon. Mm-hmm. And hopefully that'll take them out of the situation where Lafayette feels horribly endangered, and we can get back to those characters that we've, come to know and love.
I'm looking forward to getting back to something completely different for Lafayette. And again, Michelle from Queens, I think you're almost spot on there. Pussification, I thought was a little strong, but it's not inaccurate. Last piece I have is, remember that our Facebook presence has changed. We went from a group where when anybody sends anything, it's then immediately announced via email to everybody. We've gone away from that because of how many people we had. We'd very much like you to go back to the Fangbanger Podcast fan page via Facebook and like that. Again, you're going to need to do that again. I don't have a way to just automatically take the couple of hundred people to throw them back in. So please take the time to do that. And again, you can find all the links to do all of that and listen to all of this at fangbangerpodcast.com. Until next time, I'm Mike Wilkerson.
And I'm David Curry.
Thanks for watching the True Blood Transfusion, and we'll see you next week.